Hey everybody, Sam Dog the Infamous 253 coming at you with a special video. Going to talk Seahawks versus 49ers, and for once, I am bringing on a friend of mine who I met through my buddy Seahawks Eddie. Shout out to him. Without further ado, I am actually bringing on a 49er fan, goes by the name CG Bully on YouTube, my buddy Chris. Make sure you check him out on YouTube. He's usually a heavy hitter on the TTC. I never really try to get too involved with that, but I'm going to bring him in anyway. So without further ado, here he is. CG Bully, how you doing, man?
Doing good, brother. So yeah, man, I think it's gonna be an interesting week, man. Like when we're gonna play you guys, I think we're all injured. Your running backs are out, like from what I'm looking at. And then our receivers are out too. Like Debo's gonna be out, so that's gonna be
and Debo's your killer weapon on the jet sweep, man. I remember seeing that from the Super Bowl last year with you guys thinking, man, why weren't you guys running Debo more on the jet sweep when you were killing the Chiefs in it, you know?
Yeah, that I didn't understand that part because he had 3 carries for 53 yards. You could have just went with the hot hand, but
yeah,
I don't know. That hand was being too cute.
Yeah, but anyway, I mean, it sucks with some of the injuries that, you guys have going on. Nick Bosa out for the year with that torn ACL along with Solomon Thomas. And then, of course, Kittle got a little banged up, but we already know he's back. Garoppolo's ankle. Looks like he's throwing better on that ankle now from last week against the Patriots. Is his ankle doing all right?
So far, it's getting better by the week. So, yeah, dude, like he's looking a little bit confident.
Yeah. But anyways, so what else do you want to talk about to begin with first with our matchup? Because obviously we still don't know if we're going to have Jamal Adams back yet. That's still a big question mark. And Shaquille Griffin has a concussion. And then, of course, we've had other injury issues. And, of course, the issue of our defense, Because we give up big plays.
Yeah, the overall matchup with you guys is like your defense, man. It's very suspect in the secondary. Like if you guys are gonna have to like be able to game plan Ayuk, man. He could separate. I don't know who.
Yeah, Ayuk's been great for you guys, especially on the deep balls too. Especially he's been great in jet sweeps. I mean, I've been seeing him catch deep balls, and I still remember that hurdle he pulled against the Philadelphia Eagles, which was pretty crazy too for that touchdown.
Yeah, that hurdle jump was like he did it in college at Arizona State before, where he jumped over an Arizona player or some other player in college, but he's still doing it.
Yeah, and then of course, I mean, I think our under the radar receiver, other than Lockett and Metcalf, that you guys will have to look out for is obviously David Moore, and then possibly Freddie Swain. The rookie we drafted out of Florida, Freddie Swain, who's had his first career touchdown against the Patriots in our matchup in week 2 between us and the New England Patriots, who you guys just smashed, And then, I mean, other than that, we'll see who else. I mean, obviously, you still got to deal with tight ends like, Greg Olsen and, Will Dissly now. And because Dissly was hurt during the last few times we played. And then Jacob Hollister, who you obviously stopped at the half-yard line with Dre Greenlaw and Fred Warner, was it?
Oh, it was Dre Greenlaw. Fred Warner was a part of that pile line, but Dre Greenlaw made the big play out of that situation. But, yeah, you're talking about sleepers, man. Like, honestly, man, JaMychal Hasty is somebody you need to watch out for, man. This guy, he's been having 2 solid games. And then you got – who you got to watch out for at the receiver position? Kendrick Bourne. Dude, Kendrick Bourne can sneak up out of the blue.
I remember when Kendrick Bourne and Cooper Kupp were tearing it up at Eastern Washington, and they played on that red field over in Cheney called Roos Field. You should check it out. The field's literally all red.
Oh, I heard about that field. It's just kind of like the red version of Boise State, just a red field. Pretty nice.
Yeah, the red field was pretty cool over there too. But yeah, we obviously know about Kendrick Bourne, and I remember when he was a free agent, I was hoping to kind of poach him off of you guys because I knew how good he was with the 49ers too. I mean, the guy's got good hands too. He can run good routes, and he's definitely one of the underrated receivers, definitely on your squad for sure. And then, of course, we all know about George Kittle, how he broke the bank in the tight end, man. And that dude is obviously a freaking monster, man. I definitely like what he's been doing in the game at tight end. He's definitely set the bar for tight end. Him, and of course, there's also Travis Kelce. And then, of course, I think one of the other very underrated tight ends in this league is actually on Miami with Mike Gesicki too,
Oh, yeah, he's definitely raw, dude. Like, Gesicki, he fucking cremated us on that fucking play. Like, there's another guy that I like too. but he's in Baltimore. Call Mark Andrews, bro. Oklahoma
Oh,
Sooners, bro. Like, this guy's a baller right there. And you
yeah,
got Darren Waller. Darren
Darren
Waller's up and
Waller with
coming.
the Raiders.
Yeah, bro. He's got speed right there. 6'6" speed. You
Yeah,
can't teach that. But yeah, as far as like tight ends, you got to watch out for Ross Dwelly, man. He can be the next
Dwelly.
X factor.
I remember Dwelly from the Monday night game last year too, and then I also remember, obviously you didn't have Kittle last year in that one, but now you got Kittle this time for both games though too. So mainly I'm looking out for Kittle. I'm looking out for Jordan Reed if he's playing. Is Jordan Reed gonna play or?
He's out for a while. Like I think week 12 is when he returns. Like because he has like an ankle injury, so that's gonna be like until like 6 to 8 weeks. So week 12, you're gonna expect him to come back by then. But he was a big part of our offense until against the Giants. That's when he got injured. So it's like, damn, bro. Like I don't know what's up with these injuries. It's like we can't catch a break. So it's kind of been that way.
Yeah, we've been kind of not been able to catch breaks, with our running back injuries, with Chris Carson and with Carson having one of his better years. And then, of course, you have Travis Homer got a leg contusion. He's basically our best blocker at running back. And then, obviously, Carlos Hyde, your former guy, just got a little dinged up. He may possibly play. We'll have to wait and see, though. But, man, I remember how good Carlos Hyde was back in the day with you guys when he originally started with you guys, how good Hyde was,
Yeah, Hyde was he was more like our bell cow. If we needed to get those tough yards, he was the guy. But he was the one that was supposed to replace Frank Gore's spot, but he never panned out. But he had a really great year in Houston. I was surprised he didn't even get signed by Houston again. I mean, I thought he was a good fit there. But I'm telling you, Seattle's got that running back. I mean, if he plays, I hope we be able to stack the run against this guy. I mean, he's a physical back. He's a beast. But he's been injury prone throughout his career, but now it's kind of like he needs to prove it now. But he did it in Houston, so he did prove himself right there.
Yeah, he did prove it in Houston before Bill. Luckily, he got out of there before Bill O'Brien basically tore the team up. And then, so tell a little bit about your rookie defensive end, your rookie pass rusher, Javon Kinlaw. Talk a little bit about Kinlaw.
Oh, Kinlaw, dude. He's actually a very good run stopper. He's a work in progress. I don't see much of him as a pass rusher, but when it comes to deflecting the ball, he's been able to deflect 3 passes. He's been making a difference, but I don't know much about him as a pass rusher. It's like he hasn't shown it. He's been like when you're gonna when it's the run downs or something, he'll make stops on the runs, but I just don't see much progress in this guy. I just wasn't a big fan of this guy. I'm like saying, why the hell we draft this guy? We should have got CD Lamb. But damn. But this guy, he'll get there. Give it time.
Yeah, sometimes you got to give a certain player time, especially in run stops. I mean, I wasn't so sure about LJ Collier and then what he's been able to do this year for my team with some of the stops he's been making on the run, including the one stop he made on Cam Newton in the game against the Patriots where Lano Hill basically blew up the fullback in the process. I mean, I think Lano Hill's still out with a little injury. It's like, got a lot of hits on our injury. We may possibly be getting Jamal Adams back this week, which would be huge for us too. And then, of course, mainly it's just a lot of our hits are just mainly on offense too, with our running backs mostly. Receivers are good too, and then, but obviously I still have the questions about the defense though, and of course our defensive coordinator Ken Norton Jr. on certain plays too, and then Wilson's going to have to get his head together from the last game after throwing the 3 picks against the Cardinals, which obviously we both struggled against. So it'll be interesting, and I think it's going to be probably going to be a pretty good game in the division for sure, man.
Yeah, the thing about us is okay, the thing with Seattle's weakness is the secondary. I just see it more like you can put up the numbers, but when it comes to Russell Wilson, it's going to be anybody's game because he's always carrying that team. It's kind of like how Aaron Rodgers was carrying Green Bay, and I don't know.
Tom Brady was carrying, and then Tom Brady was carrying New England for a while too. But go on, continue what you were saying earlier.
Yeah, you can have the worst defense in football, but as long as you have Russell Wilson at your offense, man, you guys still have a shot. So it's hard to underestimate you guys. I mean, look at the Cowboys. Russell Wilson could be playing for this team and actually win games for that squad, but let's not go over there.
Yeah. And man, crazy news also today, seeing Everson Griffin go to the Detroit Lions. So now Everson Griffin's stay in Dallas was pretty short. Now he's going back to the NFC North.
Yeah, you know what, man? I was hoping that we were gonna go acquire Alden Smith, man. I mean, shit, bro. 99 problems right here. I got Alden Smith right
Yeah, I
here.
still remember that
I,
sack. I remember that strip sack he had on Russell in the NFC Championship game in 2013 season two. Which I was thinking, man, it's like could be trouble. And then obviously we held you guys to a field goal. But I'll tell you what, the rivalry really. I mean, glad it's picking back up again. But I'll tell you what, it really hasn't really been good since it was Jim Harbaugh as your guys' head coach too. You know, those were the fun days of the rivalry.
Yeah, you know, for quite a while, you guys were running us over and destroying us and making us look miserable. It's like now it's starting to become more of a rivalry because Shanahan's giving us a game. Pete Carroll's been owning us, so let's be real about that part. I'm not gonna dispute that. I mean, you guys have been like the most dominant team for at least 10 years because Pete Carroll's been there for like 10 plus years. So
And then
he's
the way
been doing.
Jed York basically showed Harbaugh the door kind of ruined things for a while, and that's why I think when you guys were in rebuilding, we were on that 10-game win streak until 2018. You know, with the game in Santa Clara where you guys beat us with Nick Mullins. But I definitely think the Seahawks 49ers rivalry, when it's competitive, is really good for football.
It is like you don't like it's kind of like the Ravens and Steelers type of rivalry the way it seems like. So, I mean, you can actually have a good defense, but Seattle doesn't have much of a defense. Like you can look at their secondary. You got to get like okay, you guys got a solid pass rush, but if we block good enough and our receivers separate, your secondary gets toast. So it's kind of like that's the challenge we got to look forward to. Like I'm not gonna lie, you guys got some good linebackers and your defensive line is really solid. If we can block a little, if we can block a little better, we should be able to exploit your secondary. That's the thing. So that's the only weakness I see out of Seattle is that pass defense. So
it's our pass rush. The pass rush is really not the best. My concerns is the pass rush in the secondary, but mainly a pass rush usually is what makes the secondary better when the pass rush is able to get pressure on the opposing quarterback, because then it forces the quarterback to make errant throws and then possibly make bad decisions, and which could basically result in interceptions in that too. So that's why I really want us to basically go rebuilding the pass rush in like the next offseason or so, in like free agency or late in the draft or whatever we can get though too. But that's just basically a good secondary is usually made when you have a good pass rush, and you guys saw that from last season, when you had Nick Bosa in his rookie year and all your guys were healthy and everything too.
Yeah, that's what made the big difference was when we had our pass rushers healthier. Like when we had Nick Bosa coming out as a phenomenal rookie, and then you had D Ford, even though he wasn't quite the same player in Kansas City, but he did make a difference. And then you have, I mean, the depth wise, I mean, if you look at the way Robert Saleh is doing the defense, we're changing coverage. So it's not like we don't need. Sure, pass rush makes a difference, but we're able to confuse the opposing quarterbacks. Look at Jared Goff didn't look at his best. And he had like maybe 198 yards passing and one interception. And then Cam Newton, 98 yards passing, 3 interceptions. You kidding me?
Yeah, that's not.
It's like I don't know how Salah does it, but it's like I question his scheme sometimes. But he's actually doing a pretty solid job right now. So it's like at first I was bashing him and say how terrible he was, man. Stop doing the vanilla defense, and now he's starting to change it up a little bit better, which is good.
Yeah. Wasn't Saleh? I thought Saleh at one point actually came from the Pete Carroll coaching tree when I don't know if he was at USC or was he at one point with Seattle at one point? I can't remember because I thought I heard Saleh was once under Pete Carroll once at like on his staff at one point. Was he?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
He was a quality control coach, if I'm mistaken. Like in 2013, he was on your guys' coaching staff for that time being. And then he went towards Jacksonville after that to be a linebackers coach, and then he eventually got the coordinator job. But he does have experience working with Kyle Shanahan also because they were working together in Houston before.
Yeah.
So like,
go ahead.
Oh no! But what Salah did in Seattle was he actually just started copying a little bit of your guys' defense, and then he switched it up a little this year. So. Yeah.
Has he gotten any calls to possibly get interviewed for head coaching positions elsewhere? Because I thought I heard that Saleh could be up for a head coaching job somewhere around the league too.
Oh, there's been some interest, but they just kind of don't seem to want to hire him right now because you know how the defensive coaches they don't seem to pan out as first-year head coach. I mean, you look at Dan Quinn. He had a great resume, but it looks like he's not doing nothing over there.
Yeah,
So
and then of
like,
course, I mean Gus Bradley. I mean with Jacksonville, and then now he's basically the defensive coordinator for the LA Chargers, and it looks like he's getting wonders out of Joey Bosa, Nick's older brother, right now in LA. But we'll see how it can all pan out. But anyway, Chris and I, CG Boley and I, we have a pride bet too. Like if if I win, he has to dump a certain color of our team color of Gatorade on him, and if we lose, then I have to dump a red Gatorade on me, which I'll obviously be doing that in a video. If we lose this game, I would have to do that, but I'm going to do it in my swimsuit so I don't mess up any of my clothes, which would be the better way to do it.
yeah,
But
that's part of the.
if we win, and he has to do it on a YouTube video with obviously however way he wants to do it.
Yeah, that's pretty much how the deal is. Like, I'll probably just do the 1 little gallon jug instead of doing 2 for like, because I did it with Desert Eagle when we lost to the Eagles. But yeah, I mean, you could just do it that way. But yeah, like I got the green and blue colors. I could just mix it in since it's your guys' colors, and then whatever the outcome is. But yeah, not only you that I got in a pride bet with, I got a pride bet with Pigpen, one of your Seattle fan base. The Sour Skittles with coffee. Taylor is a profile picture, so I could probably do that on a YouTube for a week. But yeah, those are the 3 bets I got. But yeah, dude, like, see, the thing that concerns me about you guys is like, okay, you guys got some great receivers. Like, you got Tyler Lockett, one of your most underrated receivers. He can be a big time threat. I mean, DK Metcalf is up and coming. He's emerging. He seems kind of like your Calvin Johnson right now because he's making those big plays.
Oh, with no doubt. I mean, you see the way he chased down Budda Baker in that Sunday night game. I mean, granted, I thought we could have won the game if not for us throwing those 3 interceptions and a couple of questionable calls. But, it is what it is. And, just moving on. I mean, we both lost to Arizona. So we know Arizona's still competing. I still don't get how the heck they lost to Carolina and Detroit, though,
That's the obvious question. Like, how the hell did they lose to those 2 teams? I mean, the Lions, don't get me offended by the Lions. They're not that great, but it seems like they're improving a little bit. Carolina's kind of like on a roll a little bit until they lost. But, yeah, dude, like, I think the thing that makes good about Carolina in that division, it's like they got that quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater, and then that receiver, what is it, DJ Moore. He's pretty raw. Then they got that Robbie Anderson guy. Robbie Anderson's good.
Robbie Anderson, I bet he was happy to get out of the Jets and get to Carolina.
Yeah, like, look what happened to Le'Veon Bell. He goes from a losing culture to actually the defending Super Bowl champions. Like, come on, man. That's cheating, man.
Some players just want to chase rings. I kind of don't get why Adrian Peterson went to the Lions when he could have been trying to chase a ring with a contender,
Or maybe the interest wasn't there. Maybe he just wanted to go where he was wanted and then just keep breaking records.
Yeah. I mean, look at Frank Gore now. I mean, obviously he's with the Jets, and he's still trying to add on to his Hall of Fame resume. And Frank Gore, when he retires, I've been saying this a lot about Frank Gore. When he retires, he needs to sign a 1-day to retire as a 49er. That he needs to retire as a 49er because that's where the best of his career took place.
Yeah, especially when it plays against Seattle. He's always played his best games against Seattle. And, like, for some reason, he had those 200-yard games. Like, damn, how is he able to own that type of defense, But, like, he's always had his best games against the Rams. For some reason, the Cardinals seem to have a good run stop on this guy. But, yeah, like, he even said it. He made it pretty clear when his career is over, he's going to sign a contract to retire with the 49ers. That's been his mindset. He always sees himself as a Niner. Like, if you look at his Twitter and all that, it's all Niner stuff. It has Joe Staley on the photo. He has Joe Staley on the photo, pretty much. And then everything else about Frank Gore, it's like he dedicates himself. Like, when we drafted him in the 3rd round, a lot of our fan base were saying, why the hell we draft this guy? He's injury prone, It's like, I kind of thought, man, this guy might not even last long, at first when I thought of it like that. And then he proved me wrong. And I'm like, okay, he's one of the best that we ever had.
Yep, and now he's got a gold jacket coming to him too. I mean, he rocketed his way. He's number 3 all time. He recently, when he was with Buffalo, surpassed Barry Sanders, and I don't know if anybody's ever going to reach Emmitt Smith or Walter Payton numbers, man. That's going to be that's the more impossible one to reach, man. So definitely, though, it's going to be tough to reach, man, for sure. But when he's ready to hand it up, though, regardless of it, he's going to be first ballot, regardless. First ballot Hall of Famer, regardless.
Well, the numbers say itself. Like the yards, it speaks for itself. But if you're looking at touchdown stats, people are going to say he didn't even have 100 touchdowns. But if you look at his career stats, he wasn't quite a touchdown guy. He was more like he'll put the yards in and average at least 5 point something per carry. He was productive. He's ageless. I mean, look at the Jets. They're so bad. They're even letting a 37-year-old running back be in their bell cow. So that says a lot about the team.
Yep. Well, anything else you want to talk about?
Pretty much anything you want to talk about, but like the matchup, I think it's going to be a really good game. I don't think it's going to be as ugly like the way you guys had us before. Like, it's probably going to go into OT just like that Cardinals game. It wouldn't surprise me.
I wouldn't be surprised either if we went to OT like we did last year on the Monday night game. That's for sure.
Yeah, that was an OT game where it was like, damn, Dre Greenlaw had the interception. I thought the game was over, but damn kicker, that backup kicker suck.
Yeah, I can't believe you guys were able to get Robbie Gould from the Bears. I don't even ever get why the Bears ever let go of Robbie Gould.
That was the biggest mistake they ever made because when they went to the playoffs against the Eagles, all it took was a field goal to make the game winner, and they missed it.
Double doink.
Double doink Parkey.
I can't believe Parkey's actually kicking for Cleveland.
Oh my God, is he still have a job for that kind of performance?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
damn.
I'll tell you what, he's actually been looking better than he did with Chicago, though. He's actually been looking better with Chicago.
I mean, Chicago, I don't even know who their kicker is. It seems like they always go with new kickers every year.
Their kicker is Cairo Santos.
Oh, the one from the Chiefs. I remember him.
Yeah. Well, anyway, appreciate you coming on and doing this with me, Chris.
No problem, bro. We can do it any other time of the day when we play you guys, man. But yeah, keep it up, bro. Like, hit the thumbs up, man.
Yeah, hit the thumbs up. And also go sub to my man here. Sub to my man, CG Boley, man. Check him out, man. Show him some love, man. He's got some good TTC stuff. I never really get involved with TTC hardly ever. Just, depending on whatever, sometimes, with the rivalry and that too. But, be cool to have some of you guys come on here. Make sure if you guys are new to the channel, hit the sub button and ring the bell for notifications too. But also some other people from Seahawks Nation need to go over and sub up my buddy CG Boley. Let's get him going a bit too.
You know what, man? Get the Seattle fans coming and shit me, man. It's cool. I'm cool with that, man. It's part of the love and hate way, man. Like, if you guys want to tune in for the hate weeks, let me know. But Sam Dog's not too big on the TTC, so we're just talking sports, man. So that's all it is.
And we're just going to have some fun with it, too. I mean, sometimes we have those shit talk videos from time to time, but, hey, it's all part of the rivalry and good fun. You know what I'm saying? But, yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to get ready to go get a bite to eat. Make sure you guys sub up CG Boley if you get a chance. And until the next one, hopefully with our matchup coming up soon, should be a good one. Sam Dog Infamous 253 and the CG Boley signing out. If you ain't with it, you ain't infamous.